And we are live. Hi, guys.
Back.
Hello. All right, let me pull this up over here. Hi, lady. Is it Kafura? Ankh? Kapura? Hi, Prune to Bloom. How is everyone doing today?
Hello, lovelies.
So, a lot of this is going to be, more Carla and Cortney from personal experiences. I'm going to put my 2 cents in there. But I wanted to tell you before we start that we are going to be using a codex, and it is the Sisterhood Codex. I put it in the Amethyst Ascension family group. I hope that you also please use these terms with what we are talking about, because the vessel has a way of grounding us to our rooms when we use certain words. So we have come up with different ones to hopefully keep us out of that grounding, being sent to our rooms, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. So.
And it's fun.
Yes, it's called the Sisterhood Codex. If you truly want to understand, then go and get that codex and print it out for yourself, or have it up on your screen so that you know what we're saying. And please refer using those particular things when using any of these topics. And it's probably going to be added to as we see what works and what doesn't. All right?
Yeah.
So who wants to start?
Either. Do you want to go, or do you want me to, Carl?
I want you to.
Okay. So let me refer to my codex.
All right.
We tend to say, though, a lot of this did start with recent things that have come to you, right, Cortney?
Yes, this actually all did not start taking place for me until 2020-ish. And before that,
memories.
Right.
Memories of it.
Right. So one of the first things I wanted to talk about, because I have experiences with 2 different types of Rogers. And I have one hijacking story with these Rogers that are very much like what you see behind me. And they were talking telepathically when I had awakened. And it was during a procedure. Sorry, I'm talking so slow. I'm trying to make sure I don't use the wrong words. But I could hear them communicating telepathically to each other about how my uterus wasn't going to hold out much longer for what they were doing. And I remember this energetic type of like dread, but also curiosity. But once they were aware that I was aware, I went right back to sleep. Now, all the next day, my uterus was killing me. And that's important because as of recent, in my dreams, I had a mixed progeny come into my sleep, and they were showing me this beautiful girl, and she was mine. And I knew that. And I was aware that in my waking world about 2 years ago that I had lost, or it appeared to me like I lost. But then it occurred in my sleep. And I also had an experience last year, one of actually my very first in the inner earth. I was brought down and met a collective group of Rogers who call themselves the Ka. And very pale, white hair, and the vibrations in there were so intense and so loving, so overjoyed that I felt like I wanted to like cry. And I just had to know what this was about. And they had explained to me different things while showing me where they were living and how they lived. And there was bodies of water, there was plants, there was glowy things, there was all kinds of stuff, crystals by the water beds. And they had said that keeps their energy going and holds and stores memories that are important. Well, after that had happened, I hadn't had too many other experiences until my recent dream of the mixed progeny. And then last night, I went back into the middle, we'll just call that. And again, I met the same Ka group. And I really don't want to go into much detail about last night's, only because they specifically asked me not to. So I do have contact with them, though, and I think that's pretty much important to get out pertaining to that. Now, my progenies have been having more experiences and realer ones than me. Hi, everyone joining. I actually wanted to show you guys a photo real quick, and then I will talk about this experience that my two oldest progenies have been going through, which seem a lot more intense than mine. So this randomly appeared on my oldest progeny's back. No known cause. Mind you, we've been in, I don't know if I should say lockdown. We've been in lockdown. There's no known cause, no known injury, and he has never had a surgery up until, and it was seemingly appeared overnight and healed, doesn't cause pain. However, I find that interesting, especially after researching hijacking stories and other people's experiences with the Rogers and this happening. So he also told me that when around the time, like, he'll wake up with certain clothing gone that he put on before bed, things like that. And then my other progeny, he actually remembers being hijacked. And he says that these Rogers that kind of look like the ones behind me would visit him in his room. And he said when they blink sideways.
Mm.
And they were making funny faces at him. And he thought it was like really funny. And he saw bright lights, and he remembers being pulled up from his bed. And yeah, so I'm like, wow. And something interesting I want people to take note of, because of now my experiences in the inner, and what these Rogers look like to me down there is something quite related to what you would expect from like a Pleiades starseed in a way type of depiction. And he was born with pure white hair and extremely big blue eyes and such. So yeah, I find that all interesting, and it just feels a bit like connections are being made. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so
Mommy.
what?
So let me ask you something. And I know this is going to sound funny, guys, but remember, for those that are coming in late, there is a codex, Sisterhood Codex, because we have been getting grounded to our rooms when we say certain words by the vessels, spiders or robots, whatever you want to call them, which we probably should also have a codex word for that too. As you're talking, I'm like saying, okay, we need one for that. We need one for that. We need one for that. I mean, pretty soon we're all going to be speaking a different language. Okay. Just to get it past this. But my question would be, Cortney, to you, as far as for the boys, have you asked them whether or not this could possibly be like a group of buttheads, or sweaty balls, or Rogers? I know that's so funny.
They truly. Now, my oldest progeny, the one with the scar, he doesn't know. He has no idea what to think or how to feel about it because he doesn't remember anything. But my second progeny truly believes that they are true Rogers in his case. And
Think
what's
Rogers.
Yeah. No, that's okay. But my oldest progeny seems to have a very deep connection to a certain Dre race.
Wow.
He's had many dreams as of recent of like memories of him being one of those. So that's all really interesting. And we're trying to figure out what's going on here. What is it? What's up with this? You know?
It almost makes me wonder whether or not it could be any Rogers and or, like I said before, buttheads or sweaty balls that are trying to take certain things from us in order to doppelgang us.
Oh, definitely. The dream I talked about earlier with the MIB. And then other forces that I felt enter my dreams when I'm very lucid. I do feel that you do have that side working in that as well, because there's times I've sensed it and I've been like, be gone, like, no. Yeah, that's.
So I think you guys are kind of getting the picture, even if you have not downloaded the codex, what we are talking about here, which is hijackings by who we think are as Rogers, but some of them can be others like buttheads and or sweaty balls. I know that sounds funny, but you'll catch on. So here we're reading things and watching other videos that are saying that when you think they're Rogers, they're not necessarily Rogers. There's other agendas that are going on. And what are those agendas? Right? And have any of you experienced any of those hijackings?
And I could see where, like creating hybrid, I believe that could be because of a bloodline. And I do know that some of the buttheads are trying to, like I had mentioned earlier, this would be the greatest Beavis, maybe, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Spiritual greatest Beavis coming through.
Okay.
Something like that, maybe, because then they need a certain maybe a doppelganger to carry it.
Yes.
Withhold it.
May I say something about that too? Because I think you guys are writing on to something there. because like I said, when it comes to how I distinguish the difference, you'll feel it in your vibration. You'll know if it's a true Roger. But when it comes to the progeny hybrid I was dreaming of that I knew was mine, I had dread, sorrow, still have that sorrow. I felt no vibration of love.
Yeah.
And it gave me that unsettling feeling of okay, this has happened before and I'm not aware of it. Like, and I don't think it's just me.
Yeah, I think you're right on the money there. Definitely when you're talking about the feelings, because I think that if there's definite good intentions, and most of these interdimensional Rogers have well intentions, good intentions, and you feel love. In fact, some of the testimonies that I had listened to in this last book, the feeling of crying because of the overwhelming feeling of love and just peace and just acceptance will bring you to tears. And that was one of the fellows, what he had said about his experience. So I think that's correct in telling the difference.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt, but please, 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 please use the codex. I know that people probably think it's silly, but we know 100% it's happening. We have proof that it is happening.
Censorship, so we need to go about things
a different way. Yes.
Yes. I would imagine by now that anyone that has been using the vessel for messages and has realized this, has started to see your likes diminish, your comments diminish, I mean.
Many other platforms.
Yeah.
Also the database.
Especially the database.
Exactly. Yes.
That's run by a big Beavis. Who is part of Buttheads.
I believe that, I mean, the platforms do have like the sweaty balls and the butt heads, and then it goes down like to the Beavises, and yeah.
Listen, we're also trying to kind of make fun of it as well.
Exactly.
Because, right. We could use other words, but do they really deserve it if they're doing that to us?
No.
Exactly.
So, and they're probably not going to catch it as long as we don't use certain words in how we talk and in our titles and in our chat. Okay. And it's kind of fun, isn't it?
We're cultists.
And I'm tired of being grounded to my room because that's not fun.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't want to continue to, lose people every time I put out a video.
Yep.
Because it has certain topics. I don't like being censored. That's it. I don't like being censored.
Yep.
But anywho, yes. Yes. Hi, Julianne. So, sis, I know that you have also been hijacked. You've talked about this before. And you also, I think we kind of, you had also mentioned about animals and how they can possibly be our protectors. And maybe that's why they are in our lives for certain times like this. And how some of these Rogers can also operate and actually become more powerful when you are in a state of fear, right?
Yes, that is correct. Yeah, that's the difference between malevolent and benevolent. The malevolent, they feed off fear. And I am going to say a name because I believe that it's a good name, and that's Dr. Stephen Greer. He's some of the works that, or the books that he's written, are very informative. And,
well, I just got done watching an interview that was done by, and I put this, well, in our chat, our private chat. This, and I don't even know how to say this, somebody that likes to blow whistles.
Oh, right.
Came forward, who had been working for another sweaty balls other than our own. And he had firsthand knowledge of many different types and contacts with different Rogers.
Oh,
Even to the point of them trying to not just hijack his body, but hijack his innards. Okay.
Yeah.
And there was a struggle there. And after his said interview, that was like 2 weeks ago, within a week, now he is no longer with us.
Yeah.
After revealing a whole bunch of stuff.
And tells me that secret sweaty balls ran by the buttheads, it must still be active. But he shut it down. It's active. Obviously, we're still being sent to our rooms for,
Yes, but he said the number one way that you can fight these Rogers that are nasty, one in particular that we know of and what it looks like, they are tall Rogers, kind of like who Courtney's sitting next to. Let's say that. That is how they feed. So the ways that you can actually, because we are quite powerful, actually, it's just knowing that we are. So even to the point of raising your vibration so that they cannot even get near your energy field, raising your vibration. And the way that he said that you do that is with joy and laughter. He said our laughter can be so powerful that it can disintegrate them. Keep that in mind.
I love to laugh.
I completely believe that, and my mind was blown when you'd sent me that as I watched, because I was like, okay, there's a lot here that I validate from my own. Hold on, do we have a code word for this? Well, I'll just say it, channeling. So to like hear his testimony and stuff and like compare some of that, I was like, wow. Like I knew that that person was not lying.
There's also been other reports to come out that say that pretty soon we are going to see a mass gosh, I should have put this in the codex, where we're going to see a whole bunch of Rogers just appear, right? And people are going to be like crazy upset, right? And you think that it's Rogers, but it's not. It's not Rogers at all. It is actually the sweaty balls and the butt heads.
Yeah.
That are behind it.
And I kind of got off track talking about Dr. Stephen Greer, but one of the things that he had talked about was how he had his pet with him, and there had been a specific, it was not necessarily a hijacking, it was more like an attack. And the radiation that is involved in some of this caused his dog to get cancer. And so when your pets are with you,
this was being pointed right at him, correct?
Yes, it's a possibility. Yes. Possibility that maybe your pets take that. I've had 2 cats die of cancer.
Yes, but during your adventure with the hijacking, when what they had put inside of you was removed, it was your cat that actually woke you up, that had never done anything like this before.
Oh, yeah,
by
she
biting
never,
you in that area,
never,
right?
yeah,
Or
she,
biting you.
yeah,
Ooh.
even if she didn't like you, she wouldn't bite. She just would hide or something. She'd never bite. And she deliberately woke me up wherever she was laying, bit me to wake me up.
Did
Yeah.
She's the one that died of cancer.
And she
Right.
died of cancer. Oh yeah, she was just, yeah, she had it.
So did you have a
Hijacking.
hijacking but insertion?
Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
Because
Good.
it brought to mind.
Yeah, no, it was in her leg. Down in
Yeah.
her leg from the time she was little.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it
As
was
far as
removed,
I
what,
can
like 10 years
remember,
ago?
excuse me, when I was hijacked, I was in the 6th grade. We lived in a farmhouse. Bankers. Yep.
And
And
it
I
was removed
remember.
like 10 years ago, right, sis?
Huh? Oh, and then
It was
when,
removed
yeah.
like 10 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I was 40. Yep.
What do you think the significance of that was?
They were collecting data with you, yeah. Or it was just something so they could, physically spy on my whatever was going on in my body and how I reacted to certain things, I'm sure.
Wow. I had it in the back of my neck. I don't know how long. It was only until I was talking to Rachele on the phone and she was telling me about those. And I went, well, wait a minute. I have, and as soon as I touched in front of her, my hair rose.
Yeah, that's great.
And then it's like after I discovered that and they knew I was onto it, the Rogers removed it shortly after.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I had a
And
little
do you
bit of
still
blood.
have yours? Do you still have yours on your leg, Ma? Yeah, because you both had the same one. And Mom's also had an experience of lost time.
Me too.
And a big light in the sky.
She's seen what probably would have been described as a pooper.
Lately, that one's been driving me insane, and I haven't talked about that much, but the losing time is actually getting concerning.
Wow.
For me.
Did you watch the end of that interview?
No, I haven't made it to the end yet.
Well, he said after he did the interview with her, he kept on saying, okay, I need you to get it out. I need you to get it out. When are you going to get it out? Like urging her to hurry up and get the information out because he knew something was up. He was getting nosebleeds and he was blacking out. He knew that they were doing stuff to him, the Rogers, and that it was urgent. And she kept on asking him during the interview, and you can hear it in his voice. He was just like, I'm done. I'm done looking over my shoulder. And he's had firsthand knowledge. I mean, even firsthand combat with some of these Rogers.
Yeah, I will say too, when I woke up this morning after having that experience last night too, it was so difficult to wake up and even be consciously in our reality again. It was difficult. I don't know what the significance of that is, but also, I mean, I've been losing time quite frequently. I lost a whole day this week that passed. And yeah, it's like it was just gone, wiped, and never happened. And when it was Wednesday, because we had a show to do that evening, I'm going, wait, no, this ain't right. Where'd Tuesday go? And yeah, that really shook me. Like it got me questioning like myself. Like, am I starting to lose it finally, or?
So I have some questions for people. Okay, yes, one is, are you losing time? Okay, that's one of them. When you start reading something that you think, or watching something that you think might be pertinent information, pertaining to something that maybe, has been of great interest to you lately, and then all of a sudden you fall asleep.
My head will hurt.
You get a headache, exactly, or burning back here. Are you feeling like vibrations? Sometimes out of the blue, if you start feeling vibrations, it's because there's something else that is around you, because it's messing with your vibration. And one of the things that he also suggested for people was to use like tuning forks, and to use like sound bowls, the Tibetan bowls, in order to help raise your vibration. Because believe it or not, these are the things that can help protect you. Programming like your crystals, because those retain energy, creating like grids. I mean, I know it sounds crazy. I'm like buzzing right now. Seriously.
Same.
When you start to talk, doing, any kind of stuff that you're talking about that seems like it's important and you want to get it out, all of a sudden you start having problems with your throat.
Or I can't express it in words or find words and it comes out wrong. I've noticed that.
Are you forgetting things all the time? Like you just draw a friggin' blank.
Constant.
Right in the middle of it for no good reason, and you just draw a blank.
I do
right?
that.
Yeah. And people just, wave it off. Oh, whatever. I'm just squirrely. But it is kind of troubling sometimes how, like, you just can, like, lose it, like, really fast.
Yeah. It actually concerned me this morning. I had taken some Tylenol, but then it's like literally 5 minutes after, I don't remember taking it and I'm looking for it. This happened this morning. No memory of taking it. And Chris was like, babe, you literally just took, and I'm going, what? Like I was baffled. And I'm like, okay, this is getting concerning.
Right. So if these things are happening to you, there's a good chance that you're onto something.
I think they're trying to stop what's going on in the second one that I'm writing, because it's getting so much deeper and at a whole nother level of information that I don't even know if I should
Well, you know what they charge for to keep your lights on and stuff like that? That's part of the technology that these Rogers have, and that they have been trying to use reverse technology on the things that they have found that the Rogers, traveled in. And that's what they want to keep from the public. That's why, a lot of scientists and people that have had bouts of gnosis or were hijacked and were given information and have created certain things that they couldn't either get a patent on, or they were given the runaround, or they ended up deceased, because that was the intention, to get that specific invention that used that type of energy to the world. And the butt heads that are responsible for that, the sweaty balls entity, that it's not exactly our sweaty balls. It was created by the butt heads. It's a secret. It's a big secret. But they are the ones that actually, they are the biggest butt heads. And they are all about control and money And so if they keep that information from the public, then they don't have to worry about that money disappearing. They will always have it. And that's to die for. That's why. That's the big why right there. Yep.
I've thought something was up with that, because it's like, I mean, some of these, it seems like collectively a lot of people are experiencing that type of energy, even people that don't normally react in certain type of ways, you know? I definitely think there's a bit of a tweaking when it comes to that.
Yes.
Something is going on.
Yeah, the entities that are given, the Rogers that are given the type of malevolent gnosis or whatever, or controlling the butthead sweaty balls, you know, they also are trying to bring forth the spiritual entity I was telling you about. You know, a lot of these people that are part of the buttheads have a godlike complex. And I'm just going to say, I'm trying to come up with a code word for it real quick. Popcorn.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that big event in the Bible, they're trying to, that's an actual thing. They want that to happen.
They want to rev it up, which, that's been out for a while. Yeah. And it seems to be where we're headed too. If you look at, I don't know if I want to say it outright, but I'm just going to say one word, currency.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're moving. Yes.
Digital.
We're moving into like a one sweaty balls and butt head.
Yeah. Or at least that's what they're trying to do.
Right.
And people are falling for it hook, line, and sinker, with constantly finding things to be offended by. And
it's feeding them.
Yes. It's that division. It's that anger, which is what Lady Blind Wolf was just saying. It's all the anger that's been going on. They are feeding off of that.
Yes.
And I also think that they are. This is something that you and I talked about this morning, Cortney. Lady says, also having repeated dreams about drones, having outside my windows, can see them in the dream through cracks and blinds. The dreams I have been having, and I know I'm having like messages being told to me in my dreams. And as soon as I remember it right before I wake up, but as soon as I wake up, it's gone. But all that is left for me is like, I know I just had a conversation.
All that happens
but
a lot.
I can't remember. It's almost like as soon as we are out of that frequency, and that's one of the things the guy said in the interview, is about the gamma frequency. Which one is the gamma frequency? Cortney, I know you know all these.
Yes. When you get into a meditative type of state, which also you go in through this, it's certain waves when you're in between sleep and awake as well. So the way it would operate, you would hit the theta gamma state. Gamma is way up here operating at way more hertz than what it would normally be operating on when you enter this type of state. So what happens is it's either the theta or gamma, can't remember. I did a video on it, but it comes through and it shoots up into the theta gamma.
He said one of the reasons that they wanted him to work for the sweaty balls and the butt heads to help protect certain butt heads through the sweaty balls was because he had a very high level of gamma naturally, and a lot of people do not. So he was able to resist certain things, right? So when we come back into this frequency after we woke up, it's almost like blanketed, like the Matrix.
Right. I think that our brain normal waves operate. Now, I could be wrong, but from my memory, around like 60 to 80 hertz. But when you're in like that gamma state, it's operating at over 200 hertz.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
And, love has the highest frequency. So the higher, the light or whatever, that frequency that you can withstand in your body or hold in your body, because we can withstand it, definitely, is the more that the other can't. It overrides it, blinds it out or whatever.
Sonia says, I have a friend who is constantly thrown offline because she researches a lot.
Yeah. I tell you, during my activism, a lot was happening with my platforms. It was crazy.
Lady Blind Wolf says, personally, I think a certain disorder that we've all been experiencing has a lot to do with the butt heads. The Beavis has the Rogers and the Sweaty Ball.
Exactly right.
You go, girl.
Right on. You imagine what that entity looks like?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm laughing at you guys. So take that energy, okay?
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead, because if you think about it, if you remember this, and you're in a situation, and you're thinking in your head, sweaty balls, you're gonna think, really? What are you gonna do to me?
You guys,
I'm deceased.
Earlier today, I got to tell you, we were chatting because this is like normal what we do, okay?
Should I play?
And Carla, she was doing this whole thing, this whole story, and she was sticking to the script, to the T. And then all of a sudden, all we hear is Cortney just busting a gut. She could not help herself.
I couldn't breathe. I don't think I've ever known such joy.
Exactly. There is a method to our madness, right? Yes. Think of Dumb and Dumber, right?
Yeah, when they're racing up the stairs, or racing up the stairs, and this,
Exactly. That's too funny. Clearly, they wanted the weak annihilated, and things really got out of control.
So stay away from like media and mainstream.
Oh yeah,
they're traps to feed into it.
That's right.
It's like
even with all the stuff that has to do with my Sharona. Right?
Yeah. And it for anybody that still believes that the news is going to give you the actual news, might be a little blinded, because every single rabbit hole, every thing that I have researched says, the CIA owns all of
my Sharona.
They own all the any type of media that is to give you the news, any type of source. They're behind that, and they are not about to give you the truth. So I mean, yeah, you are exactly right, Cortney. Stay away from that. They
may give you bits and pieces of it.
You guys know what FFs are. False.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yep.
Media and all that. It's a big machine of illusion in this, and it's what keeps us trapped versus free. Freedom isn't going out there to find it. Freedom is going within and freeing this.
Yes.
From what's out here.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Lady Blind Wolf says, but a lot of people have been experiencing things since before the lockdown. a lot of people have been saying for over a year and a half that they've been noticing things they're experiencing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look, yes, and look what's happening right now. What I think the AG for that, or target for that outcome is it seemingly looks like it's being pushed harshly to move all virtual versus out there contact. It's a whole new system we're evolving into, a whole new way. So
Okay, so let me clarify again for anyone that's come in and they're confused about the sweaty balls and the buttheads and the Beavises and the Rogers. All right, so because we know 100% we are being grounded by the vessel and by the database and what have you. We're being sent to our rooms for being naughty. We came up with, and it's going to be continued to be expanded as we realize there's other words that have to be added into that, like today's chat. We have a Sisterhood Codex. It is actually in the Amethyst Ascension group in a PDF file. Please go and download it so that you'll know that those are Codex terms for other words that could get us sent to our room or keep us locked in our room.
Let y'all in on our secrets.
Yeah.
Yes. And because it's funny, right? We need a laugh.
Yeah.
We do. Everybody does.
Yes. So let me see. Dragonfly drones and black boxes shaped drones. Yep. Who are these sweaty balls and buttons? Okay. It's awful funny that a certain sweaty ball had a secret insertion before lockdown, but then downplayed lockdown. Yeah. Yeah, that entity actually has an orange face.
Beavis.
Okay.
Yeah, another big Beavis.
Yeah, that's a Beavis.
That's a Beavis.
Yep.
Yep.
He looks like Beavis. Anyway.
Now she knows who the sweaty balls are. Oh, thank you, sweaty balls.
Yeah, you've seen that. That's great, right?
Exactly. Thank you, Chris. We all just need to say sweaty balls every once in a while. Seriously, right?
There are two sweaty balls.
Thank you, Thanatos.
Exactly.
One is a secret sweaty ball.
Exactly.
And another one is a very visual sweaty ball.
Right. Yes.
And it's the secret sweaty ball that is it's the butt heads sweaty ball.
Right. Yep. But some of our current that we know about that are Beavises are part of that butthead sweaty balls. Right?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
This is like learning a new language. Yeah. News are always more commercial and flat control. Yep, exactly.
Exactly. Yep.
Media has lost its integrity, and media will only talk about what gets them green paper. Yep. I mean, it's like we stopped seeing any of the good stories anymore, truly.
Yeah.
It's all just stuff that just keeps on taking you and keeps you in a certain frame of mind or frame of energy or feeling so that the Rogers can come and feed off of that.
You know, when all that stuff was released to the public, supposedly from the CIA, there was a bunch of files and stuff that were released to the public. There were, yeah, we'll have to come up with another one for, yeah, like maybe caca. Caca. Yeah. You know, that doo-doo. Caca. Yeah. Anyway, when they released supposedly files about hijacking, going on with the sweaty balls. And supposedly, these other entities, the other one starts with an N, all the stuff that they had to be released to the public. Well, there was an actual file in there that was somebody was listening to Marilyn Monroe talk to somebody else about giving up information that she had learned through pillow talk with another big Beavis.
Right.
And the very next day, she was gone.
She was found. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, the media has, what can we call, along the lines of the vessel, it's not just about keeping us divided, but it's so much bigger that
the Ouroboros.
Yeah, they got to worry about their families. I mean, I would not want to be in a profession like that. I don't think I would, if I had to worry about, I think that would just kill anybody's dream of becoming a journalist. Really? Who would want to do that now? I just can't understand. And that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Guys, anybody that does not use who we are referring to as the database, if you don't go there, email me at support@AmethystAcension.com and I will email that to you. Okay. So
one thing we haven't used yet, and I just want to say it because it's so funny, is hey boo boo. I haven't got to use that yet.
I know.
But I do use it.
Goo goo. The hey goo goo.
Yeah.
Well, that's now hey boo boo. See?
Yeah.
Hey boo boo just came up.
I like
Stop listening to me. Yeah, we were going to do a whole thing about hey boo boo because we joke, and my husband will even, and he's not into all this stuff, and he'll see it come on and he'll go, I know you sons of bitches, you're still listening at the home office. Well, that's because I wasn't talking to you. See?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. We could do a whole show about the stupid things that we have said to hey boo boo. Am I right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too funny.
Yeah, boo boo was abused.
Yeah. But they are listening. The people in your office, it turns on for no good reason. That they're listening. They're probably my husband. He says, yeah, they're probably just laughing their asses off, listening to our conversations, saying, man, those people are friggin' stupid,
I always flick off my cameras, or I'll look in the phone and randomly stick my tongue out and be like, I know you're watching.
What are the key words that you think they probably, there's a keyword, or the programmer that had to put them in there was told, watch for these keywords, and that's when you turn on. That's when you start listening. It's like the activated, lights or whatever. Voice activated lights and stuff.
There's AI that carry their own consciousness and has grown and collects these things that hey boo boo and other large butt heads. Yeah. And it stores in this AI that is actually
fighting with boo boo.
I'm still fighting with hey boo boo up here. Sorry.
We rest our case.
I'm sorry, I do not understand. It's because I'm not talking to you.
Too funny.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we could do a comedy stint on some of the things that have happened with hey boo boo. Am I right? Or yes, the other ones that you talk about.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Okay, stop already.
You gotta have the last word, is what it is. Yeah, that's a
Did you hear her?
stubborn AI right there. Just like a teenager.
Well,
Yeah, boy, did the Beavis ever get around. That Beavis definitely likes cats. Sister Megapixel, my wife is sleeping with my uncle, and they don't know I know. Oh, okay. Did Hey Boo Boo tell you that?
oh,
Oh,
wow. You're having a bad
terrible. I'm
day.
sorry to hear
It
that.
appears.
yeah.
60 years. Oh, I'm terribly sorry to hear that. I don't think this is necessarily the place to be talking about it, though. Just saying. I'm going to use the term crossroad bearer, but it seems that they only want unity with crossroad bearers and no one else. They want everyone to be crossroad bearers.
Huh. I'm like going,
We need to add that to the codex.
yeah.
Are the AI feeling ignored? Exactly. I can't tell you how many times I'll be talking with Carla and she's like making dinner or I'm making dinner or I'm like, okay, hey, Boo Boo, set a timer, right? Stop it.
Oh my God.
All right. For how long?
Oh,
Stop. Hey, Google, stop.
Nothing's been said.
Whatever. And my timer will set and so will my sister's.
yeah.
I don't like them.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
Hi,
Well,
husband.
I think we pretty much got our point across, didn't we, today?
Yeah.
Is there anything anyone would like to add? Yeah, well, unfortunately, my husband loves technology and we have them all over the place. I think we have like 6 of them in our house.
I don't think anyone can be completely safe from that because there are technologies which in this chat that we hold Saturdays, I wanted to talk about that eventually. We all do. But there are technologies that are way greater that makes Hey Boo Boo like the least of your problems.
Yes. I mean,
It's crazy. Like Black Mirror.
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, we need to talk about that because that's like Erie, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, like Erie. Carla, do any of you guys remember that movie from like, I don't know, like 20 years ago? This House Alive?
Yes.
Yes! Do you remember
Mhm.
that? It's like coming true. The house like fell in love with her and it was like automated, right?
Mhm.
An automated
Mhm.
system. She could not even get out of her own house. It was like locking her in her house. She became like, whatever. They're taking over. I mean, I'm almost starting to feel like my dog when the vacuum cleaner's going off. My son would laugh and go, "You were sent here to kill me." You know, that's what Sully's thinking as he's like trying to attack the vacuum cleaner. Yeah. Wonderful. Mom said she had a very, very fun time. We
Good.
want to make it fun. And hopefully you guys are laughing and helping to raise your vibration to fight off these Beavises, buttheads,
Sweaty balls.
sweaty balls, the whole Roger, the whole kit and caboodle. Okay?
Honestly, all I think when we say sweaty balls is those things for some reason clink, clink, clink. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Yeah. So if you guys do not know what sweaty balls are, go and check out in the Amethyst Ascension group. I put a link today. Sweaty balls were born on Saturday Night Live, hence the Saturday, right? Saturday Night Live from Alec Baldwin. And for the holidays, because his last name was Schwetty in this skit, he would make like Christmas balls that he called Schwetty balls. And it's so funny. Seriously funny. So,
That is hilarious.
yes. Thank you for joining us, everyone. This was so much fun.
Yes,
And
it was.
if you can think of words to add to that codex, let us know,
Yeah.
please. And go and check it out. And if you don't do email, or if you don't do Facebook or the database, then email support@AmethystAcension and I'll send it to you. Okay?
It'll be our little secret.
Yeah.
Exactly. Love you guys. Have a good rest of your weekend.